everybody. Let me tell you. I got to tell a story, and then I'm going to introduce one of my closest friends in real life, and then I want to get your opinions on this, Browner and Grande. So here it goes. So on October, I think it's 17th or 18th. I don't know. I got to look at my calendar. I'm going to do an Ironman. Now, an Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike ride, and a 26 mile run. And that sounds terrible, doesn't it? To make matters worse.
Yes, it does.
To make matters worse, no training. Like I did this 10 years ago, and I trained for a year. This is no training. This is all the brainchild of my close friend, Jeffrey Essakow, who is the founder of the Challenge Athletes Foundation, who's with us right now. Hello, Jeffrey.
Good morning, Scotty. How you doing, brother?
How are you, man?
Hi, all good. All good.
I don't know where you are. It's afternoon here by me. Okay.
Can I start this interview with a very hostile question towards Jeffrey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What is wrong with you, man? What kind of idea of an off the couch Ironman? Where do you even get this idea?
That's a good question. So Scott knows for 26 years we've been putting on events for Challenge Athletes Foundation. Challenge Athletes Foundation is the organization that raises funds for people who are physically challenged and want to use sport to get back into the game of life. Started back in 1993. Is that
whose computer, whose phone? And it's fine. We'll stop in the middle. Is it because Jeffrey, your computer and phone is going crazy? This is a very busy man here. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm not sure it's my computer. It's definitely not my phone. My phone computer.
Alex, take a guess whose this all belongs to? Whose devices are making the noise?
Never heard those noises. So I got to say, it's Charlie Jeffrey.
How do you disconnect it? I don't even know how to disconnect it. But anyway.
It's fine.
I don't. We're just giving you a hard time. Okay. So, Jeffrey, you were just back to explain to people what the Challenge Athletes Foundation does. Excuse me.
Challenge Athletes Foundation was formed back in 1993 when a dear friend of ours, Jim McLaren, was riding his bicycle in New York. He was hit by a bus, ended up losing his leg from that accident. He took to the sport of triathlons to try and get his life back in order. And in 1992 did the Ironman in Hawaii on one leg. He was the fastest marathon runner. He did a 3:21 marathon. He did a 10:41 Ironman in 1992. And in 1993, he was doing a race in Orange County on a closed course, and it was a circuit. And he was going around the bicycle circuit, and a policeman let a car onto the course. And of the 3,000 athletes that were doing this event, the car clipped the back of Jimmy's wheel, catapulted him headfirst into a lamppost, and he ended up paralyzed from the neck down.
Oh.
And so a group of us, Bob Babbitt, Rick Kozlowski, myself, decided to put on a half Ironman down at the La Jolla Cove to try and raise $25,000 for a much-needed adaptive vehicle. He had a bit of movement in his fingers, and so he could use his hands to brake and for the gears. And so we put on the race. There were 22 of us. We raised $49,000. We bought his vehicle for $25,000. And then we gave him an additional $24,000 towards his medical expenses. And that was it. The mission was accomplished. We did exactly what we wanted to do. But as a result of the event, we had a lot of calls coming in from people saying, look, I've got a brother, I've got a sister, I've got a parent who's suffering from the same thing. Getting equipment for people who are physically challenged is from an insurance point of view, is not covered. So we decided to put the event on again in 1994, and we raised $75,000, and we helped out a bunch of additional people, 4 more athletes, and again, mission completed. That's where we're going to end. Anyway, fast forwarded now, 26 years. We've been doing it for 26 years. We've raised $118 million over the 26 years. We've given out nearly 4,000 grants all over the world. And again, it's just directly to individuals, and it's to help them get back into the game of life through sports. So it's not funds to pay for college tuition. It's only for wheelchairs, prosthetic legs, to help them get to the Paralympic Games, any form of equipment, sports and sports-related equipment to help them get back into the game of life. Right, so that's how the foundation started.
So here's, and thank you for explaining that, Jeffrey, to Alex and John and anybody else who doesn't know. So here's the deal, guys. So in 2007, I go to Jeffrey's office in La Jolla and I say, hey, I want to do this bike ride with you guys called the Qualcomm $1 Million Challenge. It was the first time I was ever going to do this, and it was the first time I was ever on a bike. So we were going to ride from San Francisco to San Diego, which we did. Jeffrey said to me in his office that day, one day I'll get you to do an Ironman. I said, yeah. Let's just get through the bike ride first, you know? So the first year we do the bike ride in 2007, by 2010, he had me exactly where he wanted me. And we were doing the Ironman in Hawaii together. Me, Jeffrey, our two friends, Jeff Jacobs and Kayvon Aganya, the four of us trained together for a year. And then we went and we did the Ironman together. So that was 2010. In 2016, we did the Race Across America. 8 guys cycling across the country, raising money for the Challenge Athletes Foundation, okay? That was 4 years ago. I turned 50 this year and I wanted to do something really epic, but I never got myself off the couch. So about a month or two ago, our friend Jeff Jacobs sent us a text message, and he had a video of a guy on YouTube who did an Ironman, he said, off the couch. No training at all, okay? So the guy does the swim. He's halfway through the swim. He's like, I'm never going to make it. People are going to criticize me for not doing it consecutively. He winds up making the swim. He gets on the bike, this guy. He's an awesome cyclist. He's got friends out there helping him. No problem. He gets to do the run. He gets 16 miles into the run, this guy, and he goes home because he's dead. He can't do it. He cannot finish the Ironman. He walks in the door, and his son says to him, Dad, you did it. And he's like, oh, damn it. I didn't do it. I only did 16 of the 26 miles. So the dad and the kid go back out on the road to finish the last 10 miles. And I mean, the dad is crawling, dude. And the kid is 10 years old, and he's running right next to him, keeping the dad motivated to finish the off-the-couch Ironman. That was the worst thing that could have ever happened to me, because once Jeffrey here, Mr. Positivity himself, once he got a hold of the off-the-couch Ironman, he thought, we should do that. We should do the off-the-couch Ironman, because Challenge Athletes Foundation has all these events all year long that have been wiped out by COVID, and they haven't raised nearly the kind of money that they're accustomed to raising. So Jeffrey decides, rather than doing the off-the-couch Ironman, because we're too old now and none of us can get through the run, he still wants to do the 140 miles, and he's recruited about 60 of us. How I got involved, I have no idea. And now, in 2 weeks, with virtually no training, we're going to go out and try and do something called Ironman-ish. It's Ironman-ish. Jeffrey, tell Alex and John and everybody watching and listening what the hell we're doing.
Well, Scotty, the Ironman, there's a 17-hour cutoff to do the Ironman, and we figured as hard as we've calculated every which way and every possible permutation, if we did the 2.4 mile swim, the 112 mile bike, and then the 26.2 mile marathon, with the amount of training that we've done, the likelihood of us making the 17-hour cutoff is just about impossible. So we decided that we would do a slight modification. And so instead of doing the 2.4 mile swim, the 112 mile bike, and the 26.2 mile marathon, adding up to 140.6 miles, we would still do the 140.6 miles. So you still got to cover that distance, but you have to do a minimum of a 1 mile swim, a minimum of a 100 mile bike, and a minimum of a 6 mile walk or run. So you can get to the 140.6 any which way you want. So for Scotty and I and a bunch of other people, we're going to do a 1 mile swim, 133.6 mile bike, and then a 6 mile walk/run. And that will give us our 140.6 miles. And instead of a 17-hour cutoff, we're giving ourselves a 12-hour cutoff to make that happen. So on Saturday, October the 17th, we'll start off at La Jolla Shores with our mile swim, and then we'll pick up the bike that will take us all the way out to Dana Point and back through the campgrounds, through Camp Pendleton. And then the run/walk will be from the shores all the way out to Wyndon Sea and back to give us a total of 140.6 miles. Some of us, like our good friend Jeff Jacobs, is doing the mile swim in his pool. He's doing 133.6 miles on a Peloton, which is just absolutely insanity. And then he's going to do the 6 mile run/walk on a treadmill. So that's what he's doing. Some people across the country have already started. We had a guy that went out, Pat O'Connell, on the East Coast on Saturday. He did it. He had a huge group that was with him, following him all the way around, and he did it in 10 hours and 14 minutes. So he's kind of set a target to say, go and beat my time. So Scotty and I are going to go and chase his 10-hour 14 time.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to tell you a God's honest truth right now. I almost just threw up. I'm serious. And here's why. When you tell me, I never heard of the 12-hour cutoff. Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking this is going to be a fun day. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to go for a swim, 1 mile swim. No big deal. I'm going to get on my bike with my pals, and I'm going to be gone all day on the bike. And you know what? When I get off the bike, after 134 miles, the best thing I could possibly do for myself is go for a walk. At no point did anybody tell me there was a cutoff time of 12 hours. I didn't know this was a race and a competition against the clock. I thought this was finish whenever you finish. I really almost threw up just now.
Wait, it's called the theory of progressive disclosure.
So I have a question, though. When you say off the couch, clearly, like me doing it is impossible because I would literally be off the couch. But how many guys like consistently just kind of keep it going year round? Scott, I don't know, like if you bike all the time or if you run still all the time or if you're just leisurely walking with the GF nowadays. Like how many guys are truly getting off the couch and doing this thing?
Well, hold on. I want to answer that because for me, I'm truly coming off the couch. Okay. For Jeffrey here, he's decided I cannot go into this thing off the couch. I mean, come on, Boychi, be honest here.
Yeah, kind of off the couch. I would say you're more off the couch than I'm off the couch, but it's kind of off the couch. I mean, as you pointed out, when we did Ironman in 2010, we took 9 months of 25 hours a week of training, intense training. I mean, you remember our Wednesday rides, Boychi, we used to do the swim down here at the shores. We used to ride all the way up to St. Clemente and back, and we used to go take off for a 13-mile run. So we used to do a lot of intense training. I would say we've done 1/100th of the training, and it will be a very casual day. You'll do your casual swim, we'll do our casual bike, and be a good group of us, and we'll do our nice easy run.
Scott, when was the last time you swam in the ocean?
Oh, no. I refuse. I refuse to swim in the ocean. He can do this to me. He can do this to me where he guilts me into doing this entire thing. And I told him, I'll just see you at the finish line, but I will not swim in the ocean. I swam in the ocean. I survived the ocean. So just like Jeffrey's saying, there are some people with some alterations. I'm swimming in the Boys and Girls Club pool in Solana Beach. I'm riding about 7 miles further north than Jeffrey and the other crew. I will ride my bike down into the La Jolla shores where I'll meet everybody for a nice leisurely walk. Here's what Jeffrey didn't tell you guys, and I'm ratting him out. This is my man. So a few weeks ago, we get together, he and I, okay, and we go for a walk. Jeffrey walked 13 miles that day. He looked at his watch and was like, oh my God, I'll never make it. I'll never make it because I can't run anymore because he's blown out his hips from ultra marathons and Ironmans and ultra bike rides and everything else. We won't make it. This is why we had to come up with the Ironman-ish. It's Ironman-ish.
But anyway, Alex, the swim is still to be negotiated with Scotty. I've got a kayak, I've got a paddler, and I've got a boat that I've arranged to swim right next to Scotty around the 1 mile loop at the shore. So I'm still working on him and trying to get him to come down and do the real Ironman-ish.
If and when he does it on the ocean, is there room for me on the boat so I can go record this?
Yes, 100%. It's done, arranged. I have a boat.
Right, Scott, you got to do it now.
He can't. He cannot not do it. I mean, now you've really baited him, Alex. I think right on. I've got a boat.
Do people wear wetsuits? Wetsuits in the water?
100% wetsuit.
I don't even have a wetsuit anymore.
Arranged. I'll get you one. Done deal.
You better stop coming up with problems because Jeffrey's got solutions, dude.
Hey, Jeffrey, you guys, everybody's swimming with fins and stuff. I don't have any fins. You got fins for me?
I get you that little thing, when you go deep sea diving and they got that pedal and you can put it in the water. No, I got a wetsuit for you. I got a boat for you. I got a kayaker and I got a paddle boarder. And they'll be right next to you for the whole way. It's only, for you, Boychi, it's only 28 minutes. It's not a big deal to be in the water.
Does anybody on the boat have a gun so that if a great white shark comes near me, they can shoot the shark?
It's all on the shallow end of the shores. We're going right by the shores, right on the shallow end of the shores. No worries. So, Alex, yes, I'll arrange for that. Shoot me an email and we'll arrange for you to be on the boat and we can video that.
That's
All
awesome.
right, we're talking to Jeffrey Essakow, who is the founder of the Challenge Athletes Foundation, and coming up in 2 weekends. The date is what, the 17th, Jeffrey?
Over the 17th.
Yes, we're doing an Ironman-ish. We're going to do 140 miles to raise money for the Challenge Athletes Foundation. Jeffrey, how much money do you think we're going to be able to raise, and how can people who want to support this, if there's anybody listening or watching who wants to come support, just because they want to see, well, how badly is Scott going to get hurt? Let's go support this.
Yeah.
How many days after this will Scott complain about his ass? How many days will Scott limp around?
How much total tea can you physically take before you do this?
Yeah. So Jeffrey, how can people be generous should they want to, and what's our goal?
So our goal is $600,000. It's called Team Whalen because Paula Whalen has been a long-time supporter of Challenge Athletes Foundation, and she's agreed to put up $300,000 to be matched for every dollar that we raise. So we raise $1, she puts up $1, we raise 300, she'll put up a maximum of $300,000. We currently at about $140,000. We just launched this thing, as you know, about 2 weeks ago. So anybody who wants to donate, they can go to our website, www.challengedathletes.org. And there should be a notation saying Ironman-ish, 140.6 miles, Team Whalen. So they can go to that and they can track that. And you can see in the top right-hand corner, donate. And we'd love to have your support and appreciate it. We've had people, Scott, as you know, who have challenged us by giving us $2,500 per mile swim, $25 per bike mile that we do, and $500 per run mile that we do. So people are doing all sorts of crazy things. I've had a person who's given me $1 a mile for the first 139.6 miles and $10,000 for the last 140th mile. So that's their challenge to me. Get through the first 139, I'll give you $139, and get from 139 to 140.6, I'll give you another 10,000. So people have done different creative things to try and get us to our $300,000 to be matched by the generous team, Paula Whalen.
All right, I have to get Browner's opinion of everything he's just heard.
Look, man, this is an unbelievable organization. You're doing something great for people who need a helping hand, like literally they may need an actual hand or leg or foot. That's fantastic. Ain't no way in hell I'm doing none of that. No, man. The walk, I could probably walk. I'm very good at walking. I've mastered walking. Swimming in the ocean and anybody's in the water, I'm out. And then riding a bike for that long, I damn sure I'm out. My booty can't take that. I ain't built like that. So I'm out. But this is fantastic. I'm absolutely amazed that people could even do this stuff. But me, as an individual, oh, hell no. No.
Jeffrey, you always tell me. You always
6 miles with Scotty. Come and do the 6 mile walk with Scotty at the end.
Dude, yeah. I could do the walking. I'm a walking mofo. I'm in on the walk. That swimming, I'm out. No, that's for the fishes.
Jeffrey, I know that you always tell me that, no is just the beginning of the road to yes.
The discussion to yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Jeffrey, you got this young man here who says he can't swim, he can't bike. I mean, get him. Look what you did to me.
Scotty didn't tell you that we first met because when we were riding down the coast, about 13 years ago, he was taking the mickey out of us 120 riders coming down the coast in our spandex bike gear. And so that's when I reached out to Scotty. I said, hey, Scotty, look, you're taking the mickey out of us 120 riders riding 700 miles from San Francisco to San Diego. Why don't you come and join us and then see how tough it is? And that's when Scott got involved, and we had the amazing 1090 show where Scott challenged people to come on to do this ride with some kind of compelling story. And so Scotty, that's how we first met. And Scott built up a very big program and has been a supporter of the Challenge Athletes Foundation, 1090, and Scott for certainly the last 13, 14 years.
So we're going to do this. Okay, so here's the deal. If I'm going to have to do the 140.6 miles, Grande, I'll swim in the ocean if you're there to shoot video and do like live videos and everything, and you're willing to document the day. Mm-hmm. Browner, you must finish with me the last 6 miles on foot.
I can do that. That ain't nothing. I got that.
Okay, I need support here, man.
I got that. I think you should make Alex swim, though.
As long as he's on the water, I'm happy.
No.
I don't care. Hey, if people want to sponsor me individually, can they do that, or is everybody just sponsoring Team Whalen? Is that the way to go, Jeffrey?
No. They're sponsoring you individually. Everybody's got their own sponsors, and as I say, we're close to, I think, $150,000 by now, and we got 2 weeks to go, and I think we'll get to our 300,000. Everyone's pushing like crazy. The guy on the East Coast, he raised $25,000, and he was matched to 25,000. So he's part of our 150,000.
Wow!
This weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, I will see you on the road. I can't go in completely untrained.
Scotty, I'll see you on Saturday morning. We'll do a nice easy ride up the coast.
Last weekend, I rode 57 miles. He rode 112 miles. So who's training and who's not training? Okay.
Anyway,
all right, Jeffrey.
Good luck, man.
Thanks for all the support, and Alex, thanks for your support, and thanks to everybody. And look forward to seeing you October the 17th. Come out and join us.
13 hours, 14 hours, not 12 hours. I need more time.
Bushy, whatever you want, I'll give you. It's all yours. You got it.
You just got a wetsuit.
You got a wetsuit. You got it all.
All right, boy.
Guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for all the support.